Right, we're back. Sorry. Apologies. I have no idea what happened there. I have absolutely no idea what happened. But we're back. We're back. What happened? I honestly, I was just typing away and then my laptop just froze. The full thing just froze. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Am I still live? And then it just went all down. So yeah, I have no idea what happened. It was a bit laggy. Well, hopefully that's the end of the matter now. Hopefully it's all fine again. But we're off and underway at West Ham. Maybe the internet crashed. No, it was the laptop. It was 100% the laptop. Yeah, the laptop crashed. Don't know why. Come on, you Mackham, says 3-star Reds. Yep. Well, we're back on. Let me just make sure. Sorry if the next couple of minutes I'm just checking everything's still working as it should be. Bit of a disrupted stream. Sunderland corner. Strike! Oh, good save. And another corner. Told you we'd start with corners in this game. Lots and lots of corners. Oh, I've got Sunderland in the wrong kit. Oh, what a pain in the backside that is. Ten corners and West Ham to win. Sarah, you know what? I thought it was my internet. Need to put the poll back on. I know. I need to do everything. I need to get the chat back on and everything. I don't know what's going on. So, hang fire. Let me try and sort this out again. We've not gone again, have we? Tell me we've not gone again. Right, that one's done. What is happening here? Please tell me we're still live. Are we still live? We're still live. We are still live. Are we actually still live? I don't know what's going on. We are still live. I can hear myself. We're talking. We're okay. It's back on now. Sweet Lord, but it did kick you out of the chat. Technology. Bloody technology. Honestly. So this one's going to be... This day's started terribly now. The day's doomed. For God's sake. Oh, right, well, let's just enjoy the game. I'll see if he can figure it out now. Let's get the poll back up and the chat and everything. Let's get it going. Good grief. I'm fine now. Okay, it told me the video was private and the stream went off, but you're live and direct now. Live and direct from the Lee Tart. Love it. Right, okay, perfect. Well, let's pin that. And let's get the poll back going again. Sunderland very direct in the early few minutes here. I'm back, Liam. Yes, I'm back. We had a technical hitch. We had a glitch, but I am back. It took its sweet time, but I think we're okay now. I think we're okay. I have to hope we're okay anyway. Right, there you go. 10 corners and West Ham win. Says Leicester to glory. Well, I've gone for 10 plus corners. And what are we on already? Are we on? We must be on a decent number of corners already. How are we doing for corners? Right, perfect. Okay. So I think we should be okay now. We should be back to how we wanted it to be. Sort of, in a weird way. Okay, right. Apologies for that absolute shit show. We're now live. We can enjoy the game. West Ham 0, Sunderland 0. 6.5 minutes gone. And we have got how many corners? Because that's the big question I was going to ask at the start. We have already had 2, is it? 2. It's definitely been 2 corners. I saw 2 corners in the first couple of minutes. It's definitely been 2 corners. Sunderland have had 2 corners, haven't they? I thought that as well. Yeah, I thought that. Key Thomas, not on Forest radar, but Coventry's Brandon Thomas Asante is. Right, what is going on with me chat then? Jake, when I said I wanted United to win, I was joking. I never want United to win, even against Arsenal. And Liam says Sunderland has had 2, haven't they? I thought that, yeah. But it says on the flash scores thing here that it's only 1. But I agree. There's definitely been 2. Reese, just the 1. The first was a throw-in that looked to be a corner. Ah, okay. Good to see you, Reese. How's things, mate? How are you feeling about Burnley Spurs tomorrow? Liam, unless it was a long throw. Must have been. Yeah, I'll trust Reese on that one. Here's Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side for West Ham. Souček. Good ball in. Unlucky. It's gone out on the far side for a throw-in. 3-star, the shite shows on Thursday night in Braga. Graham, good to see you. What's Souček doing putting the crosses in the box? Surely we need Souček in the box. Don't forget, listen, after that shit show just then, don't forget, if you can, do me a couple of things. Hit like on the video for me, hit like on the live. I really need to get the likes back that we lost in the last one now. Because that video, if you liked the last live, that video is now gone. That has disappeared. That has totally been deleted and gone. So it doesn't even exist anymore. Here we go. Terrible ball in, straight at the keeper. Yeah, let's keep updated on all the other championship games going on as well. We've got Borough 1, Preston 0, Millwall 1, Charlton 0, Birmingham Stoke later, Blackburn Watford at 3 o'clock, Bristol City Sheffield Wednesday, Hull Swansea, Leicester Oxford, QPR Wrexham, and Sheffield United Ipswich. That's going to be a great one later on. Finners Spurs v Burnley is today, not tomorrow. You said tomorrow. Or is it? Oh, for some reason I thought it was tomorrow. Today, and it best I'd be setting off in half an hour. Theoretically, our best chance of a win for a while, but you know what we're like. I've predicted that Spurs will get the win in that one, but I can understand the thinking with the way Spurs are. that you might look at them and think, like you said, best chance of a win for a while. It's probably not that surprising if Burnley managed to get a win today. Excuse me. Right, West Ham playing it around at the back. Mavropanos. Do you know what's bizarre as well, by the way? I will say this. West Ham have scored more than Sunderland this season. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that Sunderland are horrifically low scoring, but, you know, they've not scored as much as you might think they would for where they are in the league. Here's Brian Brobby, though. One-on-one. No, passed outside to the left-hand side. Chance for Sunderland. Well played by Wan-Bissaka, and they get it away, and that's a yellow card, surely, ref. No. No yellow. Romain Mundle diving in there. Thought he should have got a yellow for that. Need a Spurs win, says 3-star. Don't you just. Keep Burnley and West Ham down. I'm sure you... Mackham's win and Spurs win today for Forest, just to take the pressure off you lads tomorrow against Brentford. What's going on in League One at the minute? Cardiff 0, Stockport 1. What is going on with Cardiff lately? They've been absolutely incredible. Pretty much all season. I think the last defeat they had was that Chelsea one in the League Cup, but I thought they'd win that one for sure today, even though Stockport are not a bad side. I thought Cardiff would win that one. First against third, that in League One. Reggie, it's convenient that the earlier live has been deleted, considering I heard you say, come on you toffees and slot out. Guess it's just your word against mine now. Well, they're not believing yours, are they? You and your Reggie army. Graham says, Key, have you had a bet on this game? I have, mate, yeah. I'll show it you very quickly. Where are we? Take the chat down, and then we'll put that up. Oh, not that one. There's my prediction for the game. That one. There you go. Yes, that is my prediction. That's my bet for the game. I've gone for both teams to score. I have gone for 10 or more corners. Less than 5 goals in the game, so a 2-2 or a 3-1 suits me down to the ground. And then both goalkeepers to have 2 or more saves. So, yeah, that's what I've gone for. That's what I've gone for. If you want to go and place yourself an in-play bet or any bets on the 3 o'clock kickoffs, then you can go and do so with our partners Midnight over here. You can go and get yourself a free 30 quid bet. Or 30 quid in free bets, rather. Chance! Oh, West Ham have scored! It's Somerville! There you go, there's an early goal. That's what we wanted. What a strike. Bowen stands it up. And it's an absolutely stunning effort, that, from Somerville. One of the smallest players on the pitch. Bang! Jumps higher than anyone else. And there you go. Crescencio Somerville rises like a salmon and smashes that one in. It's a great header. No chance at all for Roofs, and it's 1-0 West Ham. What a start. Is Bowen? He's onside. There's nothing wrong with this. He gets to the byline. This is brilliant from Jared Bowen. It's all about the cross, in fairness. You have to give credit to the leap. You know, he gets the run on the defender, Somerville. He runs in and bang, sticks his head on it. It's absolutely fantastic. No chance for the keeper. But it's all about Jared Bowen for me, this. Gets to the byline, beats Renildo, and stands it up. It's perfect. It's absolutely waiting for someone to just run on and take. That's a brilliant header. Absolutely top quality. Have that, says Joe. Mind the gap, lads. Leicester Glory, come on, make that relegation battle interesting. And 3-star, my heart has just sunk. Might only be a 2-point gap, that now. Forest and West Ham tomorrow. If Forest were to lose against Brentford and West Ham win here. 2-point gap. Brilliant goal, Somerville, says Andy Vale. Come on, the Hammers, sir. Yes, Foxes and Spurs were linked to Somerville in the last few days. Do you know what? Spurs, it feels like they're overwhelmed with wide players. Feels like all they've got is wide players. They need a centre forward. I know they've got Solanke, but other than that, I don't feel like they've got. Kolo Muani tends to drift wide, and I don't think he's going to be a long-term solution anyway. Sunderland chance! Oh, roof of the net. Very nearly an equaliser. It was Trey Hume at the back stick. Sunderland very nearly going in front, getting back level very quickly. Alberto Banvumbi, Alberto. Confia tanto. Good to see you, mate. What's your take on Robertson rumours leaving Liverpool FC? I think, to be honest, it's very, very likely. Yeah. Not really a surprise, I guess. Danuka, what do you think about both teams to score? I've got it, mate. Yeah, here, look. There's my slip right there. That is my slip. I've placed a £5 bet on this game with Midnight. Go and get yours now. I have got both teams to score, and I think that is what's going to happen. Aid says, hi, key mate Somerville, great header. Absolutely, the Spurs fan base seem desperate for the left winger. They've got Odeber. Odeber seems to do really well out on the left. I like Odeber. I really like him. Solanke isn't the best at scoring. No, he's not, in fairness. Here's Bowen. Strike from Bowen. Could be two. Should be two. Oh, no. Oh, who was that back stick? Is that Pedro? Is that the new lad? Wan-Bissaka here pulls the ball back to Bowen. Bowen strikes it, gets a big deflection, and it just trickles into the path. I think it is Pablo. Oh, he's got to score there. He's got to at least hit the target. And Pablo, the new young striker who West Ham have signed just a few days ago, struggling to hit that target there. Scott Gray, Stockport County are winning at Cardiff, third in the league. Yeah, third against first in League One. 3-star, no need to apologise, sir. Dyche and Edu are the ones to our fans. Liam Arsenal linked with Alvarez in the summer. They have a striker, don't they? They've got three. They've got Jesus, Havertz and Gyökeres. What the hell do they need Alvarez for? I don't think they'll get Julian Alvarez. That'll be too much money. Andy says, West Ham have got Chelsea next week. That'll be good, won't it? I think West Ham can get something against Chelsea as well. Chelsea are good value for everyone, to be honest. 11.3k. 11.3k what? $11.3k what? Oh, subs. Oh, sorry. Yeah. We're doing okay. Race to 12k now. See how long it took us all of 5 minutes to get from 10 to 11k, didn't it? We smashed it in pretty much one stream with the AFCON. But be nice if we could get to 12k by, I don't know, maybe, I don't think we'll do it by the end of January, but maybe. We'll see. Robbo going for 5 mil according to Sky. You've got to imagine that is a little bit of a sweetener for the Van de Ven deal in the summer. I just wonder. Think that might be the case? Think Liverpool might be just lining up Van de Ven? I would imagine so. And the Everton have got Brighton away. Got a pretty good record away at Brighton though, haven't you? Remember you battering them. Was it 5-1 there? Was it not last season or season before, whenever it was? Done well though. Everton tend to do okay away at Brighton. Monderless, what do you make of the new Chelsea boss? He's not a Chelsea... I do think he's a good manager, Liam Rossini, but I don't think he's a Chelsea manager. And I think he'll, same as every other Chelsea manager, he'll be gone within 18 months. And he's not stupid. He's got to be psychologically prepared for that. The fact that they'll probably move him on at some point. But actually his career will be better having done so. He'll have been a Chelsea manager, so whatever happens to him after Chelsea, he's been the Chelsea manager. So that generally tends to get you a job somewhere else, doesn't it? Sir, I think Arsenal are just buying all the strikers so no one else can buy any. God. Here we go. Long throw into the box from Sunderland. Flicked on. Straight at the keeper. You were 27 million. It's not going to be 27. Oh, surely that's 2.7. I think it's only a few million quid. It's it's only a short thing because he's only got 6 months left on his contract and he's 32. One day or less, believe in the process key. 12k will come quicker than you think. To be honest, I'm not chasing subscribers, mate. Subscribers they'll either subscribe or they'll unsubscribe or they'll stick around or whatever. Hopefully people do subscribe if they like the stuff. If they don't, then they won't. And that's fine. I'm pretty relaxed about the whole subscriber count thing. That's ego. That's vanity. Believe it or not, subscribers don't actually matter in the YouTube game as much as you might think. It's just ego. Like if you've got 100,000, you get that nice silver plaque. But it's not as important as you might think. Liam says, apparently we're going to improve our bid for Jorgen Strand-Larsen, back up for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I suppose. If you go and get Jorgen Strand-Larsen and you've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Leeds stay up. I think Leeds stay up. And then you've got Bournemouth and United, Everton. Decent little fixture run that for Everton. Bournemouth are definitely beatable. I say that bearing in mind Liverpool have got them tonight. Ballard at the back sticks, heads it wide from Sunderland's cross in. They're playing very direct here. Robertson's expected to cost 4 million. That's the word. That's about right. I think that's about right for a player who's 32 with his contract ending in the summer, but he's still, for me, one of the best left backs around. I think 4 million quid's about right. Yeah. And it's also us kind of doing him a favour. Like, if that's the move that he wants, if he wants to go to Spurs and he'll get regular minutes at Spurs, I'm fine Liverpool facilitating that. We should do. Man United used to do that, believe it or not. Man United used to do that. I remember Alex Ferguson sold Nicky Butt to Newcastle, or was it to Birmingham? I think he sold him to Birmingham for about 5-6 million quid. And at the time, Nicky Butt might have been worth 3 times that figure. But he wanted to go. He wanted to go. Simon, have you ever listened to your ego? How do you listen to your ego? What's my ego? Why do you think I've got an ego? I haven't got an ego. Be intrigued why you think I do, though. Apparently we're going to improve. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. But yeah, Jorgen Strand-Larsen to Leeds. They definitely need goals. I know you don't think you do, Liam, but I always think Leeds are lacking goals. I think they lack chances. Leicester Glory, told you a while ago that would get left back because Doggy is not in the picture anymore there. Doggy's not really fitness-wise. That's the problem. That is the issue with the Doggy, isn't it? Joe says, Key, your ego's disgusting. You shouldn't say stuff like that, mate, because there's new people in the chat who'll think you're being serious. But yeah. Big ego. Ego FC. Ego Thomas. Haven't we scored more than most teams this year, though? But again, that's a false stat. That's like Arsenal. It's like Arsenal set piece FC, but they've scored loads of goals from open play. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you score 3 or 4 goals in a game, that doesn't necessarily mean you create lots of chances and have enough goals in your side. It doesn't. I don't care what you say. You scored 3 against Liverpool. That's 3. 3 against Liverpool. I still didn't think you created many chances. And that's the problem. It's the numbers underlying that. You've scored 3, 4. You scored 3 against Newcastle, 3 against us. I don't think Leeds have goals in their side. And I think if you just look at the surface numbers and say, well, we've scored, I don't think that answers that question. Key Andrews. I know, have you seen that channel? He keeps calling me Key Andrews. Sickening. Bekele Techie says West Ham 2, Sunderland 3. Okay, well, it's another long throw. Oh, no, they've played it short this time. Sunderland put a cross into the box. Headed away. West Ham defending very resolutely. They're going to need to get anything out of this one. Wanderless Key, you have a 50-50 ego. Only big on Liverpool games. Well, do you know what? I actually think if I had a bigger ego, I might actually do a bit better in this game. Feels like egos get you the fair way. I was listening to a podcast the other day with a certain YouTuber. I won't say who, but good grief, the egos on display. People definitely like the smell of their own farts in this game. Liam says Stark has created the 4th most this season, though. Like I said, I don't think you have anywhere near enough. Callum, Leeds have scored 3 less than Liverpool, key. And we've had problems scoring goals this season, but that is mostly due to the fact that we've got... I think Leeds are a system team more than anything. Liverpool have got individual players, but the system's wrong. We've got good quality individuals, haven't we? Like, Wirtz has been garbage for large parts of the season, but we know he's a top player, and we know that he can do it. Leeds create chances generally by knocking the ball into the box and head down and, you know, second balls and things like that. Apart from the 1 goal he scored away at Sunderland, which was top class. I just don't think they have anywhere near enough goals in them. And I think that's why they'll be dragged into it at the end. Oh, penalty! Must be! It is! It's a penalty to West Ham! Oh, I tell you what, Trey Hume, you've had a nightmare there. Was it Somerville again? Who was it who ran into the box here? It was a little bit of a jink inside, and I think it's just a lazy leg out from Trey Hume. This is going to be a penalty. It's Ollie Scarles. Oh, that's a pen. That's a pen all day long, every day. Ollie Scarles runs in, cuts inside, and it's just it's a lazy leg. It's a lazy leg. West Ham have to put this away. Reggie, where have you got that stat from? Stack's 21st in the league for XA. And Joe Story says, Key, do you watch the Happy Hour podcast? Non-football related stuff, but it's a good laugh. I have seen bits. I tend to see clips of the Happy Hour stuff. Yeah. But it is good. It is very good. Will Potts be subbed on? I don't think so. No. Scarles looks the same as Somerville, to be fair. He does, doesn't he? Yeah, again, you couldn't... I do that a lot. You'd never be able to, you know, spot him in a lineup. Sunderland, what are you doing? West Ham reeling in Forest, says Swifty. That's a stonewall pen. Absolute stonewall pen. Reggie, no rush key, but I think Henry would like to know if Potts will be subbed on. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I answered him and he posted it 3 more times. So, Henry's gone quite quickly. Spam doesn't get you very far, folks. One day or less, I'm glad I removed my bet. I still think Sunderland score, though. Sunderland still will score in this game, but here's Jared Bowen. Penalty. Oh, what a penalty it is from Liverpool's new right winger in the summer. I'm telling you we're signing this fella. I am telling you we're going to sign him. Jared Bowen puts West Ham 2-0 in front. How's about that? It's a great pen. No chance at all for Roofs. And Trey Hume has cost his side there. It was clumsy, wasn't it? Really clumsy from the defender. HMS pissed the league is sinking deeper. Eric Mutomba Tandwe, goal. 7 goals for Bowen. Nice pen, that. Adama Traore has confirmed moving Fulham to West Ham. Yeah, Shamner. And Sarah, no, he's too old. I think if West Ham go down, though, Sarah, if West Ham go down, would you not have Jared Bowen as maybe not as a backup, but because he can play anywhere. You can put Jared Bowen through the middle, in the middle, off the right and off the left. I think Jared Bowen would be an absolutely unbelievable signing for Liverpool in the summer. Like, in terms of backup, think of how much better he would be if we didn't have Salah and we had him coming off instead of Chiesa. Chiesa's going. Jared Bowen would be a perfect signing for the top side. If West Ham do go down, I am telling you, Liverpool will get him, or well, maybe not City. They're flush with wingers at the minute. Trey Hume's going to get a yellow card here, I think. No, it's not Trey Hume. Who is it? Ballard. Ballard's booked. B. Henry Drum. There he is. The worst fan on YouTube. Such a hater. Oh, mate, why am I such a hater? Why are you coming on from an Arsenal point of view to talk during a West Ham against Sunderland game? Jake says Somerville's having an unbelievable game so far. Sarah, I would have him, but I just don't think Hughes will have him. I think if there's a deal to be done, we don't mind as a club generally paying decent money for a player if there's a bargain there to be had. And let's be honest, if West Ham go down, I think Jared Bowen would demand a move. He would ask for a move. I don't think he would stay at West Ham. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Reese says Bowen can play across the full front three. Chance. Oh, that's not going to... That's going to count. It's a shot on target. That's a save. Vincent Jamie Lane up the posh. No, finally win at Wickham today for the first time in 20 years, key mate. Jimmy J, 2 goals and 1 for Lisby up the posh. Andy says, I would have him at Everton. Moyes loves him, but he'd go to a Champions League club. He would. Of course he would. One day or less, I had Sunderland or draw. Somerville here down into the box. Strike. It's going to be another corner. These corners are racking up. Both teams to receive a card and over 1 goal. 40 quid. That's you've done well there. LJ says, hi Key, how are you doing? Long time no speak. I'm doing really well, mate. How are you doing, more importantly? Yeah, good to see you back in. Liam, such a hater, but came in to tell you that was nice of him. What a tanker. Do you know what the mad thing is? All the people who tend to come in, they've posted comments across like months. I recognise the same troll usernames now. He's been in loads. Jake says he won't start up front, won't start at right wing or left wing, but I'd take him at Liverpool just for the bench. I don't necessarily think he'd start, but he'd get a lot of game time. He would start enough games that it would... And plus, let's be honest, Jarrod Bowen's never played in the Champions League. I think he would fancy a move to a Champions League club, to a team where he's got a genuine prospect of winning things, because he's that good a player. He's so good. By rights, he should have left West Ham a long time ago, but he's such a wonderful player. He was Jurgen Klopp's favourite player, believe it or not. I think he's one of his favourite players, or I think at one point he said his favourite Premier League player. Bowen to Arsenal, similar to Trossard to Arsenal. Bowen to Liverpool. That sort of thinking, yeah. A player who's maybe a bit experienced, doing well at a team that's kind of lower down the Premier League. I don't think it'd happen if West Ham stay up. If West Ham stay up, he'll absolutely certainly stay at West Ham. But if they go down, I think that presents an opportunity, and yeah, maybe they would. Okay, do you know if Potts is coming on? Liam says Bowen is quite honestly better than Salah this year for sure. Yeah, he is. He's not better than Salah, but he has been this season, hasn't he? Yeah. Vincent Jamie Lane, who do you think LFC will sign, if anyone, key mate? I'd like to see Wharton at you lot. I love Wharton, but I don't think we'll sign him. I think Slot is looking for more of maybe a destroyer. I think we're looking at players like, funnily enough, do you know who we've been linked to a lot recently? And it doesn't seem to be going away. Every time I see links to a midfielder, it's always this fella. Amadou Onana at Villa. Apparently we really liked him at Everton, but obviously he's not going to go from Everton to Liverpool. But apparently there's real talk about Amadou Onana might go from Villa to Liverpool. Three-star, at the moment I'm not so confident, and Nuno sealing the deal will make the pain even worse. Jake, since Robbo is leaving, who would be vice-captain? I think Dom or Ali. I would imagine it would go to Salah. I think it would go to Salah, but obviously Mo Salah, having behaved how he behaved after the Leeds game, maybe it wouldn't go to him. It does feel like the club are kind of phasing Salah out, by the way. I don't know if you've seen, there's on the official Liverpool Twitter, they've posted like a graphic, do you know, like previewing the Bournemouth game, and there's like 8 players on it. Salah's not in there. Now, in what world, Salah starts today, by the way, but in what world do Liverpool have 8 more marketable players than Mo Salah to feature on a pre-match banner? Bowen. Oh, that's a foul. Come on, ref. That's a foul and a yellow card for Reinildo. Liam says Boubacar Kamara gets in over Maka Defo. I mean, me and you get in over McAllister at the minute. Alexis McAllister this season has gone from world class to absolute pub player. But yeah, I don't like Kamara. I think Kamara's a bit of a liability, to be honest. Reggie says Liverpool's record against Bournemouth is absurd. 9 wins in the last 10, averaging over 3 goals a game. I know, but then that just sets it up for what's going to happen tonight, isn't it? It's an absolute... Oh, I really hope we win. I really hope we win. We've got 13 wins in the last 14 head-to-heads against them in all competitions. I think we beat them in the League Cup. Was it last season we beat them in the League Cup? Or the season before? Yeah. Free kick to West Ham here. Ollie Scarles is over it. Matheus Fernandes is over it. He's a player I like a lot as well, by the way. Matheus Fernandes. Scarles is going to take it. Whipped in. Headed away. And it's going to go for a throw-in. Andy, Saudi clubs 1 or 2 want Onana from Villa. No surprise. He's a really, really talented player. What a European charge this is. Hey, they're still not that far behind you, lads. I wouldn't go bragging too early. Aston Villa can knock you for 6 tomorrow. Vincent Jamie Lane says, Onana, always out injured, mate, and Wirtz will be your defence destroyer, looking better every match. How people thought he would flop is beyond me, mate. Well, I think, yeah, Onana is not really the same as Wirtz in that Onana's someone who we'd need to protect the defence. Someone who's like an absolute animal who can cover ground really, really well. Oh, there's a claim for a double touch there, wasn't there? Claim for a double touch on that penalty. I don't think he did, but he definitely skids as he hits it. It's a good pen. Fernandes going Madrid if they go down. Are you on about Matheus Fernandes from West Ham? I could see that. He's a really talented player. I liked him at Southampton. West Ham got a bit of a bargain with him, to be honest. But yeah, I think he's a really good player. Andy says they're looking at him for the summer. Here's Sunderland now, driving forward. Don't think we're going to get maybe a Sunderland goal back before half-time. Just changes the picture again, doesn't it? Middlesbrough 2, Preston 0, Tommy Conway, and Huddersfield 1, Bradford City 0. We're going to be watching Bradford City next week. Again, I don't know if you fancy watching a bit of League One, but we're going to be doing Bradford City against Lincoln, which is second against fourth at the minute. Wharton over Onana for me all day. It's 2 different players though, mate. I think Wharton's a really good player, but he doesn't do enough of the... I don't think he's got the energy or the legs maybe to compete in a Liverpool side. Fabulous on the ball. A real like top class silky midfielder. But yeah, I just don't think you can have him in a Liverpool team. He doesn't strike me as a Liverpool midfielder, Wharton. Like he is, but you would have to have someone else alongside him. Like, if we sign Wharton, I imagine we sign another one. Gravenberch, Wharton and Szoboszlai doesn't work for me. Because it still probably puts Gravenberch in the 6. Wharton, surely, making a big transfer this summer. Apparently, they've agreed a £60 million... £60 million gentleman's agreement they've got to let him go, apparently. Jonah, how can I watch the match? You can watch it on TNT Sports, mate, if you're in the UK. I don't know where in the world you are, but you can watch it if you're in the UK, you can watch it on TNT Sports. Leicester Glory, if we lose against Oxford, I'll eat 5 kilograms of straight butter. I wouldn't advise it. Sunderland got the ball here, 5 minutes to half-time. I think a goal would really, really change the picture because West Ham are very comfortable at the minute. Sunderland haven't really done enough in this game to hurt them. Vincent Jamie Lane, yes, Key is covering some proper football next week. League One, no VAR, rubbish up the posh. But yeah, we've got loads of good footy over the next few days. Tomorrow we've got another 3 games. Doing Newcastle against Villa, Arsenal, Man United, and then Roma against AC Milan in Serie A. That's a corner, surely, ref. Oh, it's all Sunderland. It's not all Sunderland. Is the magic gone? Is the magic gone with Sunderland? No, I don't think so. I just think they've been maybe not unlucky, but West Ham have scored in big moments here. They've scored in the right moments. Can't really argue with that. West Ham are really decisive when they need to be. Good side going forward. Still Millwall 1, Charlton 0, and Borough are now 3-0 up against Preston. Sweet Lord. What is going on? Borough are very, very close to Coventry at the top. They might actually take over Coventry if Coventry start throwing it away again. Sarah, they missed a lot of players with AFCON. Yeah, they did, and they lost all their momentum, didn't they? Like I said, was it 5 or 6 games without a win they went before that Palace win last weekend? Still unbeaten at home, though. Still unbeaten at home. Liverpool have to go to the Stadium of Light next month, I think. We've got to play them very soon. Wanderless West Brom game was awful, Key. What, the one last night? Well, do you know what? The Inter versus Pisa game was incredible. It was a great game. I'm surprised, actually, because I was debating whether to watch West Brom Derby or Inter Pisa, and I just felt that one was the better one. We watched that one, and yeah, it was pretty good. Much better game. The only problem is Friday nights are a bit quiet on YouTube. Generally speaking, I think everyone finishes work and heads out on the piss or goes round town or whatever, or travels for the weekend. Leicester, are you doing 3 p.m. kickoffs? I'm not doing a 3 p.m. kickoff today. No, I'm not doing a 3 p.m. kickoff today, but I will be doing 5:30. I'll be doing Bournemouth, Liverpool, and then I'm doing Real Madrid against Villarreal tonight. Here's Somerville. West Ham. Got to strike it from there. Oh, what a goal! It's Matías Fernandes. We've been praising him all game, and he's just wrapped it in from 40 yards out. Oh, my God. It felt like this was miles out. It might have been a lot closer, but it was at the very least 30 yards out. He absolutely smashes it. What a goal. 3-0 West Ham. Can you believe it? Oh, my God. The Hammers are in dreamland here. This is incredible. Matías Fernandes. I've always thought there was a player with him. And who is it who sets it up here? Just feels like it gets laid out from the edge of the box. But it's just really good play from West Ham overall. Might be a check for offside. Might possibly be a check. No, there's not. It's not. Somerville's fine. Somerville's fine. That's easy 30, 35 yards, that. That is 30, 35 yards all day. Game over. Watch out, Forest, says Leicester to Glory. Should the keeper be doing better here? It's very far out. It's not right in the corner. Keeper gets a big hand to that. I think Robin Riffs has to do better. He has to do better there. Oh, it goes through him. He's got Rich T wrists. He's got Rich T wrists. Biscuit hands. West Ham 3, Sunderland 0. Davey, afternoon, mate. How are you feeling? I assume you're still in hospital. 3 stars says, I cannot watch any more of this. If Dice is watching this, he has to come up with a reaction. If not, he needs to go. Well, it does bring West Ham's, assuming they win this now, it also does play an important part in West Ham's goal difference as well. 3-0 takes them to minus 17, whereas Forest are on minus 13. And they'd only be 2 points behind them. So all of a sudden, again, the goal difference is coming in, and that could be worth a point in the end. Goal difference is getting tighter. The points gap is getting much tighter. Forest are looking over their shoulders tomorrow. Davey, I'm sitting up. That's the main thing. The heart talk went well. It was your heart. Oh, mate, I'm really glad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're okay. You sat up, and you're watching a bit of footy with your lads, with your mates. Here we go. Ball in. It's going to be another corner. That's what we need. More corners. Here we go. How many corners have we had this first half? That's 3 corners. There's no way we're getting 10 in this half, are we? 3-star. I'm heartbroken at the moment. Can't be that heartbroken. Surely you still think Forest have got a good chance here. Got a good chance of staying up. Sunderland, corner ball. Jason, I thought Sunderland were good. Sunderland are a good side, but West Ham have played really, really well, to be fair, today. They've done well. And they've scored, like I said, they've scored in big moments. Sunderland now going very direct. Looks like West Ham are coming for Forest. I forgot this game was on. Missed the first 40 minutes. Well, you haven't missed... Well, you have. You've missed 3 goals. But I'm sure there'll be more. I still fancy Sunderland to pull one back. Total shots, 8 and 3. There's been shots on target, 4 and 1. So each one's got one each shot on target. I just need corners. I need this game to be like dominated by corners. Jake says, Jesus, 3-0 West Ham. I thought Sunderland would batter them. And Vincent says, I really hope Leeds stay up. Premier League is a better league with them in it. Sunderland give away a free kick and West Ham have got the chance to pump the ball in. Reynildo, he's on a yellow card here. Tell you what, West Ham are asking the question. He's on a yellow card and he's absolutely smashed into Bowen. I tell you what, he's a lucky boy, Reynildo. He's on a yellow. That is a naughty tackle. He could have been off there. Reynildo could have made it so much worse. So much worse. They've got to take him off at half-time. He is an absolute liability that second half. Absolute liability now. Jason says Leeds have to stay up and I support Man United. How are you feeling about Arsenal tomorrow, Jason? LJ, imagine singing to Leeds. You haven't won a trophy since 1992. Davey, are you doing the Everton game? Yes, we'll be doing Everton-Leeds on Monday night. So we'll see if Leeds can stay up. Three-star says, honestly start to think we're getting relegated. We've just signed a new striker. Hopefully some more incoming, but it's how Dice uses those signings. All right, there you go. Half-time. Half-time in this one. West Ham 3. West Ham 3, Sunderland 0. You don't have to check your TVs, check your phones. It's 3-0. Win for United 2-1. I'd put the cat amongst the pigeons at the top of the league, wouldn't it? LJ says Leeds aren't liked apparently, but you know, I don't believe everything I hear. Leeds fans have got a reputation, but I think they're a great club. They're a great club. And it is better, I think, to have Leeds in the Prem. I have to agree. Right, so here we go. Savage U says, am I dreaming? 3-0. Leeds fans aren't liked, so we've done that one, sorry. Looking forward to the Everton game, yeah, and maybe West Ham's bug was Paquetá. Well, listen, here we go. Half-time quiz. Half-time quiz here. What's the prediction second half, Isaac? Well, hang on a minute. Let me just see where we're up to. Let me just do this little. Let me just check the old bet, because I don't know exactly where I'm up to in terms of what I predicted. So I have got both teams to score. Alphonse Areola. I think there will be a goal in the second half, won't there? From Sunderland. Sunderland will pull one back. Areola and Roofs 2+ saves each. They've got currently 1 save each. So I only need 1 save each from each goalkeeper. Under 4.5. That one might kill me. I don't know if I'm going to get away with under 4.5 and 10+ match corners. There's no way I'm getting away with this, is there? Oh, that's such a shame. Listen, if you want to go and get your in-play, if you want to go and put a cheeky in-play bet, go and get yourself a free 30 quid in free bets, courtesy of our partner Midnight. You can go and do so by clicking the link in the chat, the pinned link in the chat, or the link in the description. Go and get yourself 30 quid in free bets, courtesy of Midnight. But yes, we are going to be doing our halftime quiz. Egyptonicus says Sunderland is such a weird side. They picked up points against City, Tottenham, Villa, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, but then get thrashed by Burnley and West Ham. LJ, which fans started the inappropriate chant about Posh Spice? Couldn't tell you. Every fan base was singing that, though. Jason, this season is messed up. City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal spent, but not much difference in the league. I mean, Arsenal spent more. Arsenal spent more and Liverpool lost a lot of players. City too. City lost some big players. Davey looking for 4 teams to win the 3 p.m. games. Any suggestions? Okay, I would go with, if you're looking for 4 teams you want. 4 teams to win in the 3 p.m. games. Including the Championship, I would go Tottenham to win away at Burnley. I would stay away from City against Wolves. I would consider Wrexham away at QPR. And possibly Ipswich against Sheffield United. No, sorry, Ipswich against Sheffield United. That would be my shouts. So I would go Ipswich against Sheffield, Wrexham against QPR, Tottenham against Burnley, and in League One, not sure about League One actually. Bolton, Leyton Orient looks a bit tasty. Yeah, Bolton to win against Leyton Orient. Do that. I'd do Bolton to win against Leyton Orient, and I would do Wrexham away at QPR, Ipswich against Sheffield United, and Tottenham against Burnley. That would be my 4 to back if you wanted to take my advice, which evidently, listen, I've just placed a bet on this game. It hasn't gone very well. So take it with caution. But right, let's do our halftime quiz because we have only got a short while to do it. I want you to tell me, if you can, the top 20. Hang on, let me just tell you the reason why I've done this. I want you to tell me the top 20 Argentinians who've played in the Premier League based on number of appearances in the Premier League only. Top 20 Argentinians, right? The reason for that is because of West Ham's star signing their new centre-forward, Tati Castellanos, Argentinian. I thought he would score today, so I made it an Argentinian theme. So he's the reason why it's an Argentinian quiz, just why, in case anyone's asking. Argentine-themed quiz. Give me the top 20 Argentines by number of appearances. Sergio Aguero. Yeah, Aguero is 2 with 275. Di Maria. Angel Di Maria does not make it. Di Maria doesn't make it into the top 20. No. Again, I think he was only with United for a season, wasn't he? Colaccini is correct. He is 4th. Colaccini is 4th. He made 211 appearances. Crespo. Hernan Crespo. Don't know if he'd have snuck in. Did he sneak in? No, he didn't sneak in. No to Hernan Crespo. Alexis McAllister is there. Alexis McAllister is 7th. Alexis McAllister is 7th, 187 appearances. Juan Sebastian Veron, I would imagine so. Surely Juan Sebastian Veron makes it. No, Juan Sebastian Veron doesn't make it. Again, I don't think he only played one season at United and then he was off to Chelsea, wasn't he? Or did he go to United then into Chelsea? I can't remember. He only was there for a short time. And number 20 in this list has over 100 Premier League appearances. So, Veron, no. Veron doesn't make it. Martinez. Emiliano Martinez is correct. Yeah, Emiliano Martinez for his time at Villa, Arsenal. He is third with 214. Who else? Give me some more Premier League Argentines. Heinze. Yes, Heinze surely must be in that list. Gabriel Heinze. Bizarrely, he's not. No. Heinze only made 52. I'm shocked by that. Romero. Yes, Christian Romero is 17th. He's made 118. So Romero is right. 118 appearances for him. Otamendi. Otamendi is in there. He's 14th. 136. Messi, no. Zabaleta. Zabaleta is first. Zabaleta is top. The Argentine to make the most appearances in Premier League history. Yeah, he has got 303. Who else have we had? McAllister. Caballero. Caballero, I don't think will be. Again, Willie Caballero doesn't really play anywhere near as often as he should have done. As a goalkeeper. No Caballero. Colaccini, Demichelis, Lamela. Lamela surely is, isn't he? Yeah, Lamela's 9th with 177. Who else did you say, sorry? Enzo Fernandez is correct. Enzo Fernandez is 20th with 103. Demichelis. Again, Demichelis, I don't think he would have been in there. How long was Demichelis in the Prem? No, not long enough to make the top 20. Not 103 appearances. That's your, number 20 got 103. That was Enzo Fernandez. Garnacho and Mascherano. Better shouts. Garnacho is 18th with 107. And Mascherano, surely. Surely Mascherano. No, Mascherano's 22nd with 99. Buendia, Emiliano Buendia, 13th, 141. Who else? Fernandez. Fernandez is in there, yeah. Fernandez is in there. Not Enzo Fernandez, we've got. Federico Fernandez, sorry, is 6th with 199. Yeah. Played for Swansea, didn't he? I think he did play for Spurs as well, and Federico Fernandez. Who else have we got? Julio Arca and Tevez. Great shout. Tevez. Carlos Tevez is 5th. Tevez is 5th with 202. Julio Arca is 12th with 149. Great shouts. You're still missing number 8, number 10, number 11, number 14, 15, and 19. So there's still about six or so left to go. Jake the YouTuber, what's the question? The question is, name for me the top 20 Argentine players in Premier League history by number of appearances. We've got Emi Martinez, Sergio Aguero, Colaccini, Alexis McAllister, Romero, Otamendi, Zabaleta, Lamela, Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho, Buendia, Federico Fernandez, Tevez, and Julio Arca. So you've got 14, 6 to go. Lanzini is correct. Yeah, Lanzini, ex-West Ham. Again, another maybe West Ham legend. Lanzini, he's in there. He is number 8, 179. So you got 5 left to get. Not Senesi. Gutierrez. Jonas Gutierrez played for Newcastle during cancer as well. Unbelievable player. Jonas Gutierrez is number 11th in the list. Number 10, Not Speroni, no. Number 10 is, there you go, Jacob Wally, yeah. Claudio Jacob for West Brom. He was at West Brom for ages. He was a one-club Argentinian, him. So, Claudio Jacob, 160 appearances. Pereira, Roberto Pereira, 106 for Watford, yeah. Great shout. And one left to get, two left to get. One of whom played for Chelsea, played for Wigan. And then another one who played for Spurs, pretty much all of his career, fullback. Not Maxi Rodriguez, no. Zabaleta, we've already got, Bleach Demon. Maxi Rodriguez wasn't at Liverpool anywhere near long enough. Sadly, wonderful player. Yeah, we've got Zabaleta, not Gabriel Heinze. No, believe it or not, Gabriel Heinze only ever got 52 appearances in the Premier League. And number 20 in this list, Enzo Fernandez, has got 103. So Gabriel Heinze are way back. You've got so far, I'll run through them again. You've got Roberto Pereira, Di Santo, there you go. Franco Di Santo, Wigan and Chelsea centre forward. I think he played for Blackburn as well, very briefly. And the last one is a wing back, a full back, who played for Spurs. Argentinian full back, played for Spurs. Not Lo Celso, not Ojoa. Yeah, not Lo Celso, not Ojoa. Ojoa, again, didn't play anywhere near more than 103 games. The same with Lo Celso. He was out on loan very quickly, wasn't he? Not Lo Celso. Romero, we've got. I'll tell you the ones we've got. You've got 19 out of 20 so far. So you've got Emi Martinez, Aguero, Colaccini, Alexis McAllister, Christian Romero, Otamendi, Zabaleta, Lamela, Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho, Buendia, Federico Fernandez, centre-back, used to play for Swansea, Tevez, Arca, Julio Arca for Sunderland. Again, there's a Sunderland theme. Manuel Lanzini, Jonas Gutierrez, Claudio Jacob, Roberto Pereira, and Di Santo. Sorry, Federico Di Santo. And Finners Matti, it is, there you go, Maurizio Tarico. You might remember him. He had big, crazy, wavy hair, and he was an Argentinian fullback, played for Spurs. Maurizio Tarico. Juan Foyt is a good shout, though. But yeah, that is your top 20 Argentinians in Premier League history, and we're very close to kick off for the second half. Wanderless says, Messi, he played for United in my dreams because United strike threat is absolutely awful. So Messi had the most appearances. Slop for your soul says, how long till the half is over? Are you talking about half time? How long till half time is over? Half time is over now. The players are just about to come back out now, so they'll be ready to go in just a moment. But there's 45 minutes left after that. Foxy, what was the question? The question was the top 20 Argentinians to play in the Premier League. Martin De Michelis, no, didn't make anywhere near 100. Sunderland are making a couple of changes here. Sirkin coming on, that is no surprise. He'll be certainly coming on for Reinildo Mandava. Reinildo Mandava on a booking. So he was always coming off. He is 1,000,000% coming off. Talby, I didn't see Talby as well. Triple substitution for Sunderland it is. You're right. Talby's coming on. Sirkin's coming on. And I don't know who the other one is. Who's the other player? They've not showed the other player. Talby, Sirkin, and Diarra coming on. So, Speroni made 6, 8, 19, 20, 56, 63, 93. Speroni made 93 Premier League appearances for Palace. Most of his appearances for Palace were in the Championship. He made over 350 appearances for Palace, but the vast majority in the Championship. Callum says, I hope this game just doesn't phase out. And Dino Dougalwitz, Liverpool spent 482.9. Arsenal spent 294.6. Your Arsenal agenda is laughable and full of false narratives. So no, Arsenal have not spent more than Liverpool. Yes, they have. Check again, mate. Check again. Google is free. Go and check it. Arsenal spent more than Liverpool. One day or less, what are you thinking for this half, key? I think it's going to be 3-1. I think Sunderland get an equaliser, but it's late. And let me get the timer going. I think Sunderland get an equaliser, but it's late. And I think West Ham hold on. Stop for Your Soul says, why do I feel like the Premier League is consistently a low-scoring affair every game? Well, it has become that this season. It feels like games are more frequently 1-0s and 1-1s. Reggie, Arsenal spent more than Liverpool over what time period? Last summer, including the last year, the last 2 years, and the last 6 years, if you want to go back even further. Foxy says, Jonas Gutierrez, one of my favourite ever Toon players, maybe third. Amazing what he went through and came back to score the goal to keep us up in the Prem. Mike Ashley treated him terribly. I always like Gutierrez, yeah. Welsh Ring says, thoughts on Carrick comparing Saliba and Gabriel to Ferdinand and Vidic. I think it suits him to be complimentary to them in public, but I'm pretty confident that behind closed doors he won't be. Pretty confident behind closed doors he'll be sharing what he really thinks, and he'll be telling the players that these lads have got, you can get at these. You can get at these. If West Ham lose, does Nuno Santo get the boot? I personally think they should have gone for Carrick, not Nuno Santo. Nuno Santo, in the position that West Ham were in after Graham Potter left, Nuno Santo represented a safe choice because he was a well-respected, and still is a well-respected Premier League manager. You know, he got the Spurs job not long ago off the back of the great work that he did at Wolves, and even at Forest, you look at what he did last season at Forest, the guy is a good manager, there's no doubt about that. Where are we up to? Right, but why? Growing up, it felt like games had more action. I think it's just because, mate, what's happened over the years is that footballers have been replaced with athletes. And I do think that, I mean, Michael Owen said this a number of times in pretty much every interview that he's done, is that he feels like footballers, if you're a really good athlete, if you can run further than most and you can run a bit faster than most, and if you're taller than most and stronger, you'll get a half-decent football career. And that, if you look at some of the best players around now, they're all absolute machines. They're all athletes. They're all monsters. You know, the whole Lionel Messi era, I don't think Messi could not necessarily couldn't do it anymore, but I feel like him in the Premier League now would be a lot less effective than he was in the Champions League and La Liga 10 years ago, just because of every player you're coming up against. They're all 6 foot, 6'2", built like brick shithouses, and they can all run for days. Everyone, in pretty much every position. So it becomes a system, it becomes rigid. You've got less mavericks, you've got great players like Zola. Zola wouldn't be around in this era. It's crazy. Reggie says, last summer Liverpool spent more, 482 for Liverpool, 294 for Arsenal. Net Arsenal spent more. Liverpool had to sell an awful lot to get that money. So if you have to sell an awful lot to spend 482, then we've not spent more. We've not spent more. I don't care what anyone says. Net spend is absolutely a massive factor. If you have to sell all your best players to go and spend 500 million quid's worth of stuff, how is that in any way an investment? Let's call it investment then. Let's call it investment. Arsenal invested more than Liverpool this summer. Foxy, and they've invested more last summer, and they invested more consistently over the last 6 windows. Let's call it invested. Foxy says Dean Windass would struggle in today's game. Dean Windass struggled in the games before, to be honest, didn't he? Jake says this would be a West Ham thing, go 3-0 up at half-time, then let Sunderland back in it, and then Sunderland win it. Well, it's just a bit of head tennis so far in the second half. We're yet to really get the ball on the floor, if anything. It feels like Both teams having to play very direct. Sunderland are obviously pressing West Ham a lot higher now, so West Ham are having to play over the press. I mean, to be fair, they've played through it very nicely there. But they're going long here. Sunderland are pressing higher, and they're going a lot more direct when they get the chance to do so. Roshan says that's why Neymar was struggling in the present era. I mean, I never rated Neymar at any point, full stop. He's one of the most overrated players we've seen in football. Vincent Jamie Lane, Messi would get snapped in the first 10 minutes. Can just see him versus Dan Burn. And Reggie says net spend is so skewed because Arsenal haven't been able to give players away for a transfer fee. Record sale is still Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, I know, but that shows, doesn't it? That proves that Arsenal haven't been able to get transfer fees. Well, so you've had to invest more. You've gone and spent more money. Whereas Liverpool haven't. Liverpool have had to sell players to recoup those fees to spend the money. Do you know what? It just boils down. Liverpool pay more in wages, though. Liverpool pay massively more in wages than Arsenal do. It's just where the clubs choose to spend their money. Arsenal spend an awful lot more on transfer fees and have done consistently. Liverpool tend to pay their players better. Bleach Demon, when I ask Google, it says Liverpool spent over 450 and Arsenal only spent 250. No, you're wrong, mate. I promise you, Google's got that one wrong. Arsenal spent more than Liverpool last summer. Net. 3-star, 20-1 Sunderland and draw. 80-1 for a Sunderland win. Welshwing, Arteta's era so far reminds me of Poch at Spurs. Always came second, but always in a title race. Spurs fans laugh at Arteta coming second all the time, but I'm sure they'd rather go back to the Poch era. They would, absolutely. Kern Riothusley says Neymar is the greatest Brazilian winger and arguably the greatest Brazilian of all time. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Mate, I can only assume you've watched football, started watching football in the last 5 to 10 years, because honestly, Neymar, he doesn't even come close to Rivaldo, Romario, Arnott, like just so many unbelievable. Honestly, Neymar was the guy who everyone loved if you played FIFA a lot. That's it. If you played FIFA a lot and you loved tricks and flicks, he was that guy. So kids loved him. Kids of a certain era absolutely loved him. But he never did enough, and he always followed the money. Like I said, he went to PSG when he should have stayed at Barca. At Barcelona, his goal record wasn't all that impressive, considering he was up front with peak Suarez and peak Messi. Wanderless, wow, I totally forgot to ask this. What's your thoughts on Noni going to Arsenal? Curtis Shaw was saying they've basically paid for a headband and shiny teeth. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd say Noni Madueke's a good player. I like him. But I don't know if it's such a good move for his career to go to Arsenal. Like, where's he going to play? Where's he playing? He's behind Martinelli, and he's behind Eze, and he's behind Saka. He's never going to get a kick. Foxy, Neymar, sensational talent and had a good career really, but nowhere near the best ever Brazilian or even top 5. Yeah, exactly. I'd have to agree with that. If Neymar was never competing in the prime era of Ronaldo and Messi, we'd be talking about him being top 10 players of all time. No, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't, mate. It's nothing to do with him. It's nothing to do with him doing that. He never did it with PSG. Never did it with PSG. He got the move to PSG and he won the league every single year with them because it's PSG. And if you don't win the league he might as well have moved to Celtic. He might as well have gone to Celtic. Ross Yant says Neymar was brilliant in Barca. I won't agree with you there, Key. He mesmerised me when I was a small kid. He is, honestly, Neymar to you is what Ronaldinho actually is to me and a generation before you. Ronaldinho, mate, is Neymar isn't fit to lace his boots. He isn't fit to lace his boots. Ronaldinho is, for me, honestly, I think Ronaldinho is better than actually think Ronaldinho's better than Messi. I don't care what people say. People laugh at that. I'm telling you, peak Ronaldinho for a short spell was better than Messi. Don't care what anyone says. The numbers might lie, but I'm telling you, Ronaldinho, he was unplayable for a season or two. That guy was incredible. He's the best player I've ever seen. Ever. And he made football fun as well. Got a standing ovation at the Bernabeu. Yeah. And he played in an era that, just as Messi was coming through, there was still thug centre-backs around, wasn't there? Ronaldinho was still playing against centre-backs who was kicking him every week. And I don't just mean kicking him, like, Messi got kicked, to be fair. Messi did get kicked. But Ronaldinho was getting, like, absolutely battered some weeks. And he was just bouncing big centre-backs off him. Top quality. Ronaldinho's era of football isn't compared to the modern era Neymar played in. Yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Ronaldinho's a lot better era. Ronaldinho was playing at a time from 2002 to 2010-11 was a much better era than 2010 to 2020. Much better. I would argue that anyway. 2000 to 2010, better than 2010 to 2020. Pele was at an insane level, greatest footballer of all time. I won't profess to know an awful lot about Pele. Don't get me wrong, I liked the clips and stuff, but there's only so much you can garner from watching clips of Pele. But yeah, certainly wouldn't argue with that. I think the only thing I would argue with Pele is that he was in an era where defenders were still going for a cig. They were still going for a cig and a pint after the game. Wally, you didn't have to do that, mate. We've already covered this. Arsenal have spent more than Liverpool. We've already covered it, mate. We've already covered it. Vincent says, Ronaldinho, hands down, best player in my opinion to watch, played against Maldini, Nesta, etc. And Liam, if we're talking music, 2000 to 2010s were peak. Kern says, because he was just a showboating, nothing else about him, but that's what you get when you grow up in the favelas. Neymar was just not showboating. Yeah, I agree. He didn't do it. He was all showboat, no substance. Bleach Demon, can Wolves beat City? Yes, they can, but I don't think they do. They absolutely can. City have dropped points in the last 2 home league games. Wolves have picked up a few decent points on the road. They've started to do well. But no, I don't. I think City react today. They react to the United game. They react to that Bordeaux Glimp game. And I think they put 3 or 4 past Wolves. And I like Wolves. I think they've done well since Rob Edwards has come in. Nuka Pluto is playing against people who played football part-time. Yeah, this is it. You know, you've got to factor that in, haven't you? You've got to factor in the era that they were playing in. They were still playing on pitches, but like mud pitches, and oh, here we go. No, it's gone behind. Still playing on muddy pitches and pitches that you could still play the back pass role. The back pass role played an awful lot as well. You know, you could still roll the ball back to your goalkeeper, and they could pick it up when Pele was playing. Wanderless, I've heard that Mateta wants to leave. Where, in your opinion, would be best for him to go? There's links with Everton, funnily enough, today, with Mateta going to Everton, but Juventus are linked with him. He's obviously made it clear to Palace he wants to leave before the end of the window. Wally says, but Liverpool have spent 200 million more. They haven't, mate. They haven't. We've invested a lot less. Let's use the word invested then. Liverpool had to sell a shitload of players to buy the players that we did. And if you have to sell all your best players to bring in, if you sell £500 million worth of players and you buy £500 million worth of players, how much have you spent? You've not spent 500 million. You've had to sell half your squad for buy £500 million worth. So you haven't spent anything. If you spent 500 million and then sold 500 million to spend the 500 million, you've spent nothing. You've spent nothing. So Arsenal spent more than Liverpool. They spent more this summer. They spent more last summer. And that's the fact, as far as I'm concerned. Connor says Man City will destroy Wolves to make a statement, not going to lie. And Jabba says, my fondest memory of Neymar is him rolling around halfway down the pitch after being stomped on by an irritated opponent at the World Cup. My fondest memory of Neymar is that he always had his sister's birthday off every year. True story. Kern says, no, I was talking about Ronaldinho. To your point, he used to get kicked because he just messed about and career and potential was never filled. Same with Neymar, to be fair, but he'd done it longer than Ronnie. I don't think Neymar was ever close to the level that Ronaldinho got to. Neymar did whatever he did, whatever you call what Neymar did. I wouldn't put Neymar, honestly. Neymar doesn't make my top 20 Brazilians. Doesn't make my top 20. Bleach Demon, the ball weighed a ton back then. Imagine him pouring his lashes through a modern ball. Yeah. To be honest, there's so many factors. There's so many variables. Like I said, Pele was incredible, but he was playing on, muddy pitches, bobbly pitches. He was playing with a ball that weighed half a ton, like you say. He was playing against defenders that used to go for a fag and have a drink after the game. So there's all that sort of stuff to factor in. Would he have been better or worse as a result? Who knows? But he's a fabulous player in his era. Foxy says people need to research Gerson, Rivellino, Falcao, Socrates was incredible, wasn't he? Zico, of course, Romario, Garrincha, before they ever call Neymar the greatest. And I'm not even mentioning the other obvious Brazilians. Jabba says Juventus copying Everton's homework and Nashiri and now Mateta. Connor Payne, Key, thoughts on Bale in his prime? Gareth Bale was tremendous, wasn't he? Yeah, I got asked yesterday to do my all-time Premier League 11, and I was so close to squeezing Bale in there. Top quality player, really liked Gareth Bale. Reggie says Arsenal net spent 20 more this summer, hardly an earth-shattering amount. No, I'm not saying it is, but it's still more. It's still more, and it's also more last summer. So if you factor in not just this summer, but last summer when Liverpool didn't spend a penny, this summer, last summer, and the last 6 seasons as a whole, I think if you look across the last 6 seasons, since Arteta arrived at Arsenal spent double what Liverpool have. It's like 1.1 billion compared to nearly 600 million, I think. Neymar is overrated, should have never left Barca. And Kern says you're probably that guy to say Romario is better than Neymar, mate. Romario is 100%. Romario is 100% better than... Romario might actually be the second best Brazilian after Ronaldinho. In my opinion, I can't tell you how good Romario was. Watch the game if you've got time. Have a look on YouTube. Watch back United against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. And that was a very, very good United side. But Romario was incredible. Nuka Pluto, I'm going for the crazy parlay that is 100% not going to work. 10 teams to win. Club Brugge, Ajax, PSV, City, Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham, Bayern, Dortmund and Como. Juninho, most underrated Brazilian of all time. Which Juninho are you talking about, though? Are we talking about Juninho Pernambucano from Lyon or Juninho Paulista of Middlesbrough? Both very good players. The Borough Juninho, I loved... But he broke his leg, didn't he? When he went to Atletico Madrid, he broke his leg. Sam, how's it going, Sam? How are you feeling about the City game? Josh Edwards, a.k.a. Paul's well, lad. Same to you, mate. How's things? Good to see you. Foxy Romario played a key role in Brazil winning the 94 World Cup, and he was ridiculous at Barca. Check that PSV record out. Silly for anyone to downplay Romario. Connor says, what about Roberto Carlos? Carlos was very, very good too. Yeah, he was brilliant. But again, I think there's a little bit of Adidas PR or Nike PR, whichever one you want to watch with Carlos because of the free kicks that he scored. Because he had he's very marketable, isn't he? Roberto Carlos. He was a great left back. There's no doubt about that. But I look at Roberto Carlos and think, like him, good player. Was he better than Marcelo though? I thought Marcelo was a really top left back. Dani Alves, I mean, look, forget Dani Alves if you can. His personal stuff off the pitch. Unbelievable right back. Chance should be. Oh, it's there. It's 3-1. Brobby scored. Sunderland are back in it. 3-1. I told you. How many shots? How many shots on target? And how many... I might be on. I might still be on here for this. There might be an outside chance. It's a great ball down the right-hand side. Is he onside? Yeah, it's a great ball in. And then it's a fabulous cross. And Brobby, great header. There you go. West Ham 3, Sunderland 1. Nuka, don't you think Dani Alves is in the top 5 Brazilian players ever? He's certainly not far off, mate. He's certainly not far off. Right, I need a Sunderland shot on target. 1 Sunderland shot on target. And 5 corners. Mark Moss, how's it going? Reggie, last 6 seasons. Oh, no, I have to disagree with that. Bleach Demon, what game are you covering at 3 p.m? What game am I covering at 3 p.m? I'm not covering any game at 3 p.m. I'm doing Bournemouth, Liverpool at 5:30. So no game at 3 p.m. today. Purely because I'm doing 3 games. So I'm doing, after this one, Bournemouth against Liverpool, 5:30. Hopefully you'll join me for that. If you haven't yet, hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. I'm live every day watching games of football. So we're doing Bournemouth, Liverpool at 5:30. I'll be going live about an hour before kickoff. I'll be talking you through my pre-match bet builder. And also... Oh, how's that just happened? Has that been there all the time? I'll be talking you through my pre-match bet builder, and I'll also be talking you through the lineups and everything. And then tonight we're doing Villarreal versus Real Madrid. Welshwing says, my daily question is a bit different. It's quote the quotes. For example, can you give the exact words on what Dalglish said to Wenger at full time in 2011? I can't. I can remember the kickoff, but I can't remember what he said. Wanderless, how do you feel about the Tottenham game? I think Tottenham beat Burnley in that one. Yeah. Be surprised if they didn't. Reggie, sources Transfermarkt's most reliable and consistent site I know for transfer fees. But okay, maybe it's not over the last 6 years then. When I looked at it, let me have a look. When I looked at it, it was Arsenal had spent more over the last 6. It was 1920, wasn't it, that Arsenal, that Arteta came in? Oh, there you go. No, so expenditure since 2019-20, mate. Arsenal have spent 945 million euros. Liverpool have spent 517. So yeah, it's nearly double. It is nearly double. It's not far off. UAE Ivralawiu. I don't know how to say your username. I'm sorry. Just based off what he'd done, his ability, do you think Marco van Basten would have been the greatest striker of all time if he never got that injury? He'd have been up there. Yeah, Van Basten was incredible. Certainly would have been up there. Graham says, how's the bet going? The bet is going. I mean, so currently I need another 5 corners. I need a Sunderland shot on target and 5 corners. That's what I've got. Yeah. I need 1 Sunderland shot on target. No more goals, though. There can't be any more goals. Reggie, what's your source for that? Transfermarkt. Yeah, go on Transfer. I'm literally on the Transfermarkt site now. And it's on the category that says income and expenditures. Transfers, all transfers. Expenditure, Arsenal spent 1.24 billion. Liverpool, but they balanced it by 293 million quid. So their net balance, or their balance, is 945 million. Liverpool's is 517.85. So Liverpool have bought 94 players and sold 95. Arsenal have bought 110 and sold 117. Just looks like Arsenal have sold a lot worse than Liverpool have. A lot worse. Yellow cards galore here for Tati Castellanos. He angrily said, piss off, it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Fox says, Roberto Carlos and Dani Alves, brilliant, but wouldn't even be in my top 5 Brazilian fullbacks. Alberto, Jalma Santos, Nilton, Cafu, Marcelo, of course, yeah. Carlos Alberto would have to be up there. Cafu, Marcelo, for sure. Jabba, 1920, hearing 1920, I'm like, Arteta's a vampire. Welshwing is an 8-minute rant in a post-match interview for Southampton. 3-1 loss. What did Mourinho have to be honest about? I don't know. I have no idea. Again, that one's caught me there. I don't know. Sarah, the problem Arsenal don't sell many where Liverpool do, so net spend, yeah. That's the obvious thing for me. If you have to sell 500 million quid's worth of players to buy 500 million quid's worth of players, you haven't spent anything. Standard. It's a little bit like girl math, I guess, isn't it? Girl math. If you go and spend 100 quid, if you go and spend 100 quid at the shop, but you sell 100 quid's worth of clothes on Vinted or whatever, then you've not actually spent anything, really. That's the stuff my wife says to me, anyway. One day or less, each corner, Key's heart is going to be going. Well-deserved break till later. Nuka Pluto, West Ham is a weird team. And Yosef says, West Ham king. Well, Sunderland are now pressing forward. We're into the last 20 minutes here. They've got to get a goal quickly in the next sort of 10 minutes, I would imagine, to have any chance of pinching a point in this. We need some corners. I need 5 corners. Josh, we are toilet at selling, to be fair. Hopefully Andrea Berta can help. And Edu was awful. Edu now at Forest, and they're not happy with him at Forest, are they? 3-star, one of our regulars. He's not very happy at all. Here we go. Wilson Isidore about to come on for Sunderland. Another target man, another opportunity for him to pump it long. Josh Edwards, user said, do you think if United play like they done last week, they can win at the Emirates? They certainly can win. I find it very difficult with United because they're so inconsistent. So they can win. I think they probably get at least a point though. I think United get a point. I don't think Arsenal win tomorrow. But honestly, I don't really care. I win either way tomorrow. If United win, if Arsenal win, if it's a draw, one of them teams is dropping points at the absolute minimum. So I'm made up with that. Welshwing, that's down to John Henry. Don't know how he's still there and how there's no massive movements against him like the Glazers. Why? To be honest, mate, we've won everything there is. I can't really fault FSG. FSG, there's like major Liverpool fans have said like FSG out, and there have been protests and stuff. But honestly, I think better the devil you know. We've had some bad owners in the past. Hicks and Gillette nearly took us to the brink. Liverpool, as a football club, very nearly didn't exist with those fellas. And we've brought in these American owners who, in fairness, they've built a brand new state-of-the-art training complex, which is like best in class, one of the best around. They have rebuilt 2 new stands. There's maybe a focus on them doing a 3rd or a 4th as well, and maybe changing Anfield and revamping the whole area. So I can't really fault. And in that time as well, since they've been with the club, 14 years, we've been to, is it 4 European finals? We've been to 4 European finals. We've won 2 league titles. We've won multiple FA Cups and League Cups. We've won everything there is to win. We've won a Club World Cup. We've won everything there is to win since FSG came into the club. So I can't really fault him. I find it very difficult to fault him. Dan Potts is on. Where's that guy gone? Tringadu's an Arsenal legend as a player, but an Arsenal villain as a former director. And Andy Vale says it's going to be a draw or United win. Chimey, how's it going? What the hell are Sunderland doing? It's been a poor performance from the Mackhams, it has to be said. Vincent says, City lost to Bodo last week. I wouldn't read too much into United beating them last weekend. There's a lot of United fans who were a little bit annoyed by Bodo Glimt beating City, weren't they? There's a few United fans who were like, yeah, well, they're still a good side. They're still a really good side, City, and we still did really well to beat them. The fact that they got beaten by a Norwegian pub side... No offence to Bodo Glimt, actually, to be fair. That's harsh. They got to the semi-finals of the Europa League last year. They're not a pub side. Ashena Fitadel says, believe me, Arsenal win tomorrow. Quite a lot of Arsenal fans feeling confident. And Brian says, do you think when this Arsenal side win the treble or quadruple, they'll go down as the top 10 best sides to ever play football? Just feel like Arteta's revolutionised Arsenal Football Club. Scary times. I don't think so, no, Brian. I think if Arsenal win the quadruple, it will go down as the worst season and probably one of the worst times we've ever watched football. I don't think Arsenal actually get a lot of credit. If they win the quadruple this year, it shows how far football has fallen. Because, put it this way, how mad's this, right? Arsenal are top of the Premier League. They're quite comfortably top of the Premier League. If you were doing your team of the season now, how many attackers for Arsenal get in it? None. Not a single one. None. That tells you everything you need to know about Arsenal. If you're doing anyone, I would put that invite to anyone. If you put that question out to anyone and ask them to do their team of the season right now, who is getting in your attacking positions? Not a single Arsenal player gets in there. Welsh wing, I think that's down to Klopp. Look at how FSG handled Rodgers and now Slot. Yeah, possibly. Maybe Klopp skews that to a degree, but I think the investment still had to be there. I've got to give him credit where it's due. Three Arsenal players get in in the Arsenal attack. Okay, so basically you think the full Arsenal attack gets in. Trossard, Gyökeres and Saka get in the team of the year. Okay. Trossard doesn't play. Gyökeres barely kicked a ball, to be honest. Saka been very tame this season. But okay, fair enough. There you go. That's Arsenal fans for you. Can't really argue with that. Apparently, if you were going to do a team of the year this year, you wouldn't include Erling Haaland, top scorer. You wouldn't include Semenyo for how terrific he's been. No, you would be... Or Igor Thiago, maybe, and, taking Brentford to the brink of Champions League footy. None of that matters. No, you'd be including Trossard and Gyökeres. Of course you would. Josh says, agree, Key. Attack hasn't been great. Defence has been fantastic all round. I think the quad talk is media-driven. And Welsh Wing says, Fergie spot on with that quote regarding attack wins your games, defences win your titles. It's true. And listen, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay Arsenal as a team. Arsenal are a very, very good side, and they probably will win at least a Premier League title. At the very least, a Premier League title. I would be amazed if they didn't win that. But it is a reflection of how people feel about football broadly. It's not just like people can point at me and say, oh, he's having a go at Arsenal again. But everybody in football, unanimously across football, has been saying how terrible this year has been. How dreadful the football has been. And Arsenal are the most efficient and effective side in football. They play the best in terms of getting getting the results that they need. But they play awful. It's not great to watch. And Arsenal fans don't care about that. That's fine because, 2 decades without a title, I'm pretty confident we'd have taken a title on these basis, on this terms. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a reflection of football rather than a reflection of Arsenal being one of the top 10 sides ever. Honestly, I think the Liverpool side that finished second to City with Salah, Firmino, Mane at their peak, finishing on 99 points or whatever, we'd wipe the floor with this Arsenal side. Absolutely wipe the floor with him. Ashina Fetadel says, what about Magalhaes? Gabriel gets in, yeah, but he's not a centre-forward, is he? Josh says, none of us actually think we can win the quad. Just nice to be in for a shout for all them individually, but I'll take the Carabao and the Prem every day, yeah. James says, I rename Arsenal Squatter FC, living rent-free wherever they go. To be honest, they don't have to live rent-free, because the good thing is you've got Arsenal fans dropping in every so often in games that don't involve them, just to talk about them, just to encourage conversation. Reggie, no one ever remembers how awful the Fergie teams were to watch, and they won everything. Couldn't be asked if rivals like to watch us play. History remembers silverware, not style. Wenger taught us that. You thought the Fergie teams were awful to watch? No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. And I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. There's nobody who hated United more than me, I promise you. But no, I can't accept that. I think United were absolutely terrific to watch under Ferguson for the most part. I thought the 06 to 09, the United side where they won 3 titles back to back, different class. Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, that United side, they were unbelievable to watch. Champions League winners, Premier League winners. Boring Arsenal. Bleach says only because Arsenal's first. They wouldn't say that if City or Liverpool were top. They wouldn't say what if City or Liverpool were top. Arsenal are the best team in Europe, best team in football for me at controlling games. They're very good. Foxy said, I hate Man United and Fergie had Man United playing so direct. Was never dull to watch at all. What nonsense. Well, yeah. Luigi Anmo says, is Steven Gerrard better than Szoboszlai? No, Dominic Szoboszlai is the best player who ever played football. Wally says, Haaland's been dropped for City. Ooh, who starts up front? Is it Marmouche? Let's have a look at the lineups, actually. Let's have a look. We've only got 10 minutes left in this one. Let's see. Reggie, the Fergie teams were horrendous to watch. Pure revisionism. Ronnie was a 3-year spell and a 30-year tenure. Give over. Strike. Oh, miles over the bar. Hang on a minute. Forget that then. Go back to... Are you talking about Sheringham and York and Cole and Solskjaer and Scholes, Giggs, Beckett? No, mate, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. They were not poor to watch. They were not poor to watch. Welshwing says, yeah, I think as you say, if Klopp never won you that lockdown title and your first title was last year where the football was terrible, no one challenged Liverpool, you'd have taken it all day. It would. Yeah, we would. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. Reece, did you see Walcott ask Rooney if the 2008 United team would beat this current Arsenal team? And he replied, we'd slap them. They would. They would. It wouldn't even be a contest. This Arsenal side are very, very good defensively, but they're a bit flat going forward. They are. Honestly, United would wipe the floor with them. Michael, Key, you're now over 11k. Some going, mate. It wasn't that long ago. I was congratulating you on reaching 10. Yeah, thank you, mate. It's going all right. We'll see if it stays that way. Foxy, do people not know Fergie was at United a whole decade before Rooney and Ronaldo? The Cole York link-up goal at Barca at Nou Camp. Yeah. Cole, Dwight York and Andy Cole. Sheringham. People forget how good Teddy Sheringham was. Teddy Sheringham was unbelievable. They were great to watch, United. I hated it. I absolutely despised it, but they were great to watch. Nuka Pluto, why Silva is still playing in City, but they need a good midfielder that can actually defend as well if they want to go far. And Dave says, I've done that bet. 75-1, is it? Hey, that's not bad. Arvers if you win. The early 2000s United team was unreal. Hated playing against them. West Ham in the box, claim for the penalty. It might be a second. No, Callum Wilson's gone down. He's screaming at the ref. There might be a check on this one. How many corners have we had? Still don't think we're anywhere near where we need to be for corners. Still 5. Right, that bet's down. My bet's finished. Reggie, so unreal that they had to cheat to break our undefeated streak. Well, I'd agree with that. That was definitely an absolute... They absolutely robbed you in that game. Jabba says, like, comment, subscribe. Key's got the best Arsenal channel around. Hey, and an Everton channel. Arsenal and Everton. Don't get it twisted. Toffee TV, you've got a real competition. Oh, must be. Oh, how's that stayed out? How has that stayed out? Forest are looking at Mateta. He ain't going to Forest. It'd be balmy to go to Forest. Surely he's wanting to go somewhere that'll help him get in the France World Cup squad. Forest aren't going to give him that. 5 minutes left to go. Free kick to West Ham. Chance for them to put the ball into the box here. And MT says, was this channel also not Man U coded? Yeah, of a fashion. We're everyone. We watch everyone on this channel. We watch Liverpool, we watch Man United, we watch Arsenal, we watch Chelsea. We watch all the big Champions League games. Last night we watched Pisa against Inter Milan. Tonight we're watching Villarreal against Real Madrid. Tomorrow we're watching Roma against AC Milan. Next week we're doing Lincoln against Bradford in League One. So, listen, if you watch, in terms of number of watch-alongs and variety of watch-alongs, you will not get more variety here. What's going on here? Xhaka arguing with a West Ham fan. Oh, Tobes, how's it going, Tobes? Good evening, sir. How are you feeling about Ipswich away at Sheffield United today, Tobes? Tiatana says, Key, you said it'll be the end of January. You'll make up your decision if this channel stays alive. What's the verdict? I'm staying, mate. I have to stay. I absolutely have to stay. We were getting 100,000 views a month around November. I think we're on course for 2 million in January alone. So I'd done it from January 2024, January 2025. I started the channel in January last year. So January 2025 to December 2025, we got 1 million views on the channel. I've basically done 2 million, near enough, since the start of January. So I absolutely have to stay. I can't not. I have to listen to the people. Xhaka is having major kickoffs here with the fans behind him. Major kickoffs, and they're getting a fan thrown out here. A West Ham fan's getting thrown out. Jabba says this channel's like seeing them blue flares in the title celebration last season. We'll get the dogs in. Get the what was the dog called? The Everton dog. Remember that? In the Torbs, I feel 3-1 for Ipswich away at Sheffield United. MT, he hates 2-bit Scottish clubs in Celtic and Rangers. This guy's a Fergie, adapts and supports Aberdeen. Michael Key, would you take Trent back? As I understand, it's not going well for him at Madrid. Yes, I would absolutely take Trent back. 1,000,000% I'd take him back. Graham says, hi Key, won't be in later, going into Liverpool to watch the game. Have fun on the stream. No worries, enjoy Liverpool, Graham. Louis Gianmo says, should Liverpool sign a new defender? We need to sign at least one. Captain Spurs, hope you're good, Key. I'm up at Burnley today for the game. Come on, you Spurs. I think Spurs will get the result today you need against Burnley. I fancy Burnley to sadly throw it away. 3 stars, stop the game. It's been smouldering for some time now. And Davey says, Coventry v Norwich is great odds for tomorrow. Coventry 23-20, Norwich 4-1. Definitely, double chance for Norwich there, I think, is not a bad shout. Coventry a little bit all over the place. Norwich bouncing after that 5-0 win away at the Hawthorns. Certainly good value, that. I agree. Reese says, for Xhaka, that's my captain, El Capitano. Shamner says, stay the course, you're doing a good job. End of 2026, you'll hit 150k subs. Let's hope so, mate. It won't be possible without you lovely people in the chat, our wonderful community we've got here. So let's see. Let's see what the future, let's see what 2026 brings. I'll still be here for the World Cup. Let's see what happens with the World Cup. And yeah, hopefully you'll all stick around with me and see what happens. Thank you everyone that has already clicked like on the video and subscribed. I will say this, Davey, if you haven't yet, if you do want us to help the channel, in any way, shape or form, and you are able to do so, and you're 18 plus and you want to place a bet for the 3 p.m. kickoffs, go and check out our friends Midnight, bet £10, get 30 quid in free bets. Again, only if you are into a little flutter on the football. If it's not your thing, stay away from it, no problem. Welsh Wing says Fergie's team in the early 90s relied on defence to win titles in 93 and 94. When Blackburn picked them to the title in 95, they massively strengthened in attack and adopted an attacking style since. Okay, so since 95 then, for 18 years, they were very attacking. Maybe before that. I would agree with that. Maybe when it was Pallister and Bruce at the back, they were a little bit more defensive. I'd agree with that then. So then they brought Cantona. Well, they had Cantona up front. He was a bit of a cheat code, wasn't he? Wally, the Hearts beat Celtic this weekend. Possibly. Craig Gordon's playing unbelievable. 43 years of age. See some of the saves that he was pulling off for Hearts at the weekend. What a player. Right, it's a corner to West Ham. Ball whipped in. Headed far post. Oh, Sunderland just about get it away. Strike from West Ham. Off! Oh my God, off the crossbar. How has that stayed out? It's in. It's got to be in that time. Is it going to be in? Foul. I think he's give a foul. He's give a foul. There's going to be a check on it. There's going to be a check. The ball is over the line, but he might be checking for a foul on Robin Riffs. There is going to be a check here. It's definitely over the line. It's just whether or not there's a foul in the process. Does Souček foul him? I don't want to see that given for a foul. You can't be giving a foul for that. Mateus Fernandes, what a strike this is. It's top quality. Jake, got to go now. See you at 5. I'll be here for the build-up and then when the match starts. No worries, mate. Tobe says, I watched Mehmeti play last week for the other team. Now he's signed for us. And Reggie says, of the lowest scoring champions, Ferguson's Man United sides are 4 of the top 10, which just proves my point. None of you remember them that way. Don't care if you like how we play, you won't remember. That's true. No, listen, I agree. The history books won't remember style. It will only remember silverware, and Arsenal are the most effective, and they are the best team this year. So, yes. Middlesbrough 4, Preston 0. Wonder less what a Tottenham like on corners, Key, or should I just wait for the Liverpool game? Sorry, just need some advice. Well, I wouldn't take my advice, but we can certainly have a look together. So, Tottenham, in their last games, they had 6 corners between them. 4 corners and 2 for Dortmund. 6 corners in the Dortmund game. In the West Ham game last week, there was 16. That's why I said West Ham absolutely, there'll be loads of corners in this one. Sadly, there hasn't been. Before that, against Villa, Tottenham Villa, 10 corners. Bournemouth, Tottenham, 7 corners. Just trying to look for patterns, really. Tottenham, Sunderland, 8 corners. I would probably go under. I'd probably go under with Burnley and Tottenham. I'd be tempted to go under, like under 10 or under 11 corners or something like that. Welsh Wing, there's no difference to what Gabriel did to Martinez, which you thought was a foul, Key. That's not the same. That is not the same at all. That is not the same. Not even remotely the same. For the purposes of bants. Vosh Styler says, that's how you make a strike. It's a shame there's some strikers who fail to do that. And Empty says, shite like everything else. They bottle every corner like they do with titles. Right, 5 seconds to go here. Burnley beat Tottenham, says Andy Vale. I don't think so. I think Tottenham are going to get a result. I mean, listen, if you're going to be back for the Bournemouth v Liverpool game, join me at 4:30 for the Bournemouth-Liverpool game. We'll catch the end of those 3 p.m. games together. And we can talk through what happened in the 3 p.m s. My predictions are as follows for the 3 p.m s. I think City win quite comfortably against Wolves. Wouldn't surprise me if Wolves pinched a point, but I think City win comfortably. Fulham Brighton, I've gone 1-1. Tottenham Burnley, I think will be 2-0 Spurs. That's my prediction. Hopefully you will be back later on and we can talk through what happened and what didn't happen. Foxy, the season Man United didn't win the league and scored less than Blackburn was because Sutton and Shearer were ridiculous. They still outscored the rest of the teams with ease. Lou Gianmo says Van Dijk 2019. Yeah, he was incredible, wasn't he? 3-star, see you all in the next game after the 3 p.m s. Yep, right. I am going to be back in about 2 hours. About 2 hours' time, I will be back for Bournemouth against Liverpool. All the build-up. I'll be live for it. If you haven't yet, do a couple of things for me. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'll be live again in 2 hours' time. See you shortly. Bournemouth, Liverpool. Come on, the Reds. See you later. Take it easy. Have a nice Saturday.